Welcome back to Lariat TV News for the spring. I'm Lauren Holcomb, and there has been no shortage of news since you returned, and we've been here to capture it all.
And I'm Gracie Savage. First, Baylor is saying goodbye to one of its longest tenured administrators.
After 15 years at Baylor, Vice President for Student Life Dr. Kevin Jackson is retiring. Dr. Jackson played an instrumental role in strengthening student amenities. From expanding the counseling center to revamping 10 residence halls, Dr. Jackson was committed to creating a healthy learning environment for Baylor students. President Livingstone said that it was under Jackson's leadership that Baylor has been repeatedly recognized nationwide for its undergraduate experience.
We want to be, as Baylor Bears, the rising tide that raises all boats. And we need to learn the skills, we need to practice the skills, and we need to teach the skills that allow all of us to do that as a community.
Dr. Shara Hines, the Associate Vice President and Dean of Students, is set to fill Dr. Jackson's position on July 1st.
One Baylor alum has a chance to win $1 million in just a few weeks. LTVN's Lauren Holcomb found out how Mark Blitch's Doritos commercial has a chance to hit the national stage.
We are about 2 weeks out from Super Bowl Sunday, and you may see two Baylor alums on the big screen. And they're not wearing helmets or dancing, but they will be holding a bag of my personal guilty pleasure, Doritos. Here's how you can help these Baylor Bears' big dreams come true.
Door. Eat. Toes.
Baylor alum Mark Blitch produced this commercial titled Charades back in November for the Doritos Crash the Super Bowl contest, and he's now a finalist along with two others for his commercial to air during the 59th Super Bowl and a chance to win $1 million prize.
So we just shot it over the course of a weekend. I offered to cook my cast and my crew steak. At that point, you're kind of buying a lottery ticket. Not even buying it. You're just submitting something to a contest, and you're not sure what's going to come of it.
Blitch isn't the only Bear part of this project. One of his best friends, Tyler Johnson, joined the cast to relive their college film days.
We've been friends for about 20 years. He moved out to LA to do the LA thing. Then he moved back with his family, and we were just kind of looking for an opportunity to work on something, even if it was something silly like a Doritos commercial. I just said, hey, why don't you come over for a few hours and we can have some fun.
Even 20 years after graduation, Blitch and his buddies still have Baylor and the film, or what was called the telecommunications department, to thank for the education and the memories. Even today's students are feeling their impact.
We're all very different, but we can kind of just get together and like all the skill sets just help make a movie, and that's really cool because you can use those relationships in your career.
Voting closes at noon on Tuesday, January 28th, so if you want to support this alum, the time to lock in your vote is now. Head to DoritosCrash.com and vote for your favorite video. For Lariat TV News, I'm Lauren Holcomb.
Student government is experiencing more turnover than usual this spring. LTVN's Gracie Savage has the details.
Student government has 7 open spots for you to apply to be a senator. Here's their take on what it's like to be a part of student government.
Are interested, apply. It is a great experience. You get to work with other servant-hearted leaders that want to build a better Baylor, and it's a joyful, amazing experience along the way.
Student government had 7 senators step away over break due to graduating early or studying abroad. Now there are 4 open spots in the sophomore class and 3 open in the senior class for Baylor students to apply. The internal vice president, Landon Self, said there are certain qualities they look for when a student applies.
An ideal person to fill a Senate vacancy is someone who is passionate, flexible, and has an ability and desire to work with other people.
When a student applies to fill a vacancy, the application immediately goes to the student body president, external vice president, and student court chief justice. Those 3 officers review it and then decide which applications will make it to the Operations and Procedures Committee. If the application makes it to the OMP committee, then they will make the final decision on who gets confirmed or denied to be a senator.
If they are confirmed, I get to swear them in, and it's a joyful process. I'm watching them through it. There's some interested people, and it's really cool seeing them go through that process from start to finish.
Self said that he is grateful for student government and what it has taught him over the past 3 years.
It has been the best part of my Baylor journey. It has transformed me as a human to think more critically, work better as a teammate with other people.
If you are interested in applying, you can find the application on Connect. It closes January 31st at midnight. For Lariat TV News, I'm Gracie Savage. As the spring semester takes off, the stress of completing college classes returns for many freshmen across campus, both academically and mentally. LTVN's Maren Small tells you more about mental health awareness.
Many students experience academic pressure, which can take a toll on their mental health and impact their personal lives.
Going into college, and especially my first semester, I really felt that pressure, the academic stress and being away from home for the first time really definitely took a toll on me.
Mental health has become a growing focus for many students, especially freshmen, who are still adjusting to the stress that comes with college classes, even one semester in.
Whenever I'm hanging out with people, because I've found myself worrying about what assignment do I have, and the classes, tests, whatever, all the things. And it's just caused me really not to be present.
Charlotte Tran, a Baylor business scholar, is also experiencing her own challenges facing the pressure and comparison of her fellow students.
I think that the pressures that everybody has around us, especially when everybody's trying to do something similar or trying to work as hard as you are, it definitely has that added pressure of trying to live up to that. Especially when all of these people are learning the same curriculum as you, you tend to start comparing yourself. You start comparing all the grades that you do, every single exam, every quiz. It starts becoming really hard to differentiate yourself.
Baylor counselor Callie Cobal works in the Career Center located in the Baylor Student Life Center and says 1 in 3 students say that they have mental health issues.
Just, again, feeling really isolated. And that's where I think the risk of some mental health challenges kind of increases, right? So having more anxiety or depression.
Baylor has 2 counseling centers, one located at Baylor Student Athletic Center and the Dutton Garage. For more information, visit counselingcenter.web.baylor.edu and click the Health Portal login with your student ID and password. For Lariat TV News, I'm Maren Small.
Next, we show you how some moms are helping out some local bears.
In a new boutique owned by a Baylor student, stay here.
I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. This is how I wanna. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this.
Last weekend, a stage adaptation of George Orwell's novel 1984 hit the Waco Civic Theater stage. LTVN's Jacob Stowers has the inside look.
Many people remember the novel 1984 by George Orwell for its themes of propaganda, control, and resistance. Last weekend, the Waco Civic Theater brought the book to life on stage. While the recent U.S. election did not play a role in the timing of the production, McGregor agreed that some of the messaging did overlap.
Knew that there would be a large swath of the population that would be happy and a large swath of the population that would not be. It's pretty inevitable in American politics. So we knew that this would be kind of a thing to make you think, right?
Bringing Orwell's novel onto stage was the culmination of a lot of people's hard work, and Waco Civic Theater's cast and crew performed.
The director was Jamie Copeland's, and she is a wonderful director in town. She teaches a theater program at a high school nearby, and but she has such a wonderful eye for storytelling and how to put the different elements together.
The 1984 production concludes their Spotlight series that highlighted a variety of issues ranging from relationships to politically relevant topics. The Waco Civic Theater is set to begin their main stage season on February 13th. For Lariat TV News, I'm Jacob Stowers.
Baylor's undergraduate and graduate writing centers are merging into one called the Center for Writing Excellence this semester. It will start with the website undergoing some updates, and if you are an undergrad student, you will make appointments the same way as before. If you are a grad student, you will now make an appointment with the Graduate Writing Center rather than the UWC. The soft launch is happening this spring, and the full transition won't happen until the fall. For more information, head over to the University Writing Center website.
It used to be only in one website, and now it's going to be on the same website, but there's just 2 different portals on there. And so if a student wants to log in, they'll log in and then they'll click an undergraduate or a graduate.
One local Baylor Moms group has been shaping the Baylor community for the last 5 years. Meet the Waco Mama Bears.
Becky DeGracia and her family moved to Waco in 2020 while her oldest daughter was in her senior year at Baylor, and she posted on a Facebook group offering to look after students if needed. This was the beginning of the Waco Mama Bears concierge group.
I felt a deep empathy and connection to these parents because I knew what it was like to send my daughter far away and not being able to hop on a plane at a moment's notice to come see her.
A little over a year later, some other Mama Bears joined them, working all together to take care, surprise, or even help students whenever they needed.
I remember so many times my son's freshman year, my daughter's freshman year, just wishing that there was something like Waco Mama Bear here, that I could be there or I could call someone to go check on my kid, go give them a hug, please take them soup, they're not feeling good. Hey, can you make this and deliver it? So that's where I got involved.
They offer moving services and birthday packages, but their most important focus is the emotional connections they get to build.
I've gotten to watch them grow up, and they don't really need a mama bear, but there is definitely a reciprocal relationship now where I just get to be that local presence for them.
And the connections have not only been with students.
And I get texts, oh, thank you so much. I'm crying now just looking at this picture. Makes me feel so much better that you were able to do this and help me.
Becky, Brenda, and the rest of the Mama Bears look to continue to expand their services, including potential plans of opening a storefront this year. For Lariat TV News, I'm Irma Peña.
Baylor students are always making their mark in Waco, and one student athlete is doing just that. LTVN's Marissa Muniz has the story.
Waco is filled with all sorts of finds, and Golden Green Boutique is one you just can't miss. Baylor student athlete Avery Mortman and her mother have always shared a love for shopping and have dreamed of opening their own store. And when Mortman moved to Waco, they saw an opportunity and opened Golden Green last November.
I found this really kind of big hole in the Waco community for a store for college students to go shop, right? For different events, for fun little brunches and dinner dates that they plan.
As a full-time student and member of Baylor's equestrian team, it's no doubt Mortman has lots on her plate.
So being a student athlete and just Baylor as a whole, the community around me, again, the support system has really encouraged me and taught me a lot about what it looks like to manage your schedule well, but also stay grounded in your roots.
From college students to weekend visitors, Golden Green has a little something for everyone. Mortman says she is excited to bring the Waco community together and learn more about it while doing so.
This school is so special to me, so just having the opportunity to get to impact it through having a retail space and get to build community and relationships with those in Waco and Baylor was kind of the vision and driving behind it as well.
Golden Green is located in the Hotel Herringbone courtyard and is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For Lariat TV News, I'm Marissa Muniz.
Next, one Bear hit a career milestone in Utah.
In football's newest transfer portal additions.
We were born to run. There's a spark in your heart and a fire that's in your eyes. Full of hope 'cause you know everything's gonna be alright. Living our best life, taking it all in stride. The light will be our guide. We were born to run. We were born to run.
History was made last Saturday at Utah as Baylor's Norchad Omier etched his name in the record books. Here's a story on Omier's milestone moment.
Baylor's fifth-year forward, Norchad Omier, entered the record books Saturday night. Omier became the 13th player in NCAA history with 2,000 points and 1,500 rebounds in Baylor's 76-61 win at Utah.
Norchad really made some big plays down the stretch. I'm really proud of our freshmen stepping up on the road and doing what they did. And it's not easy beating anybody in the Big 12, but on the road, that's really hard.
After spending time at Arkansas State and Miami, Norchad leads the Bears in total points and rebounds this season in his first year wearing the green and gold.
First of all, I just want to give God thanks, for coming here and getting this dub. But, that's something that Coach
like, we practice rebounding every day in practice because that's something so big. That's one of the 3 keys to win the games. More offensive and defensive rebounds. We did the job today and we came out with the dubs.
Omir, the first Nicaraguan player with a Division I basketball scholarship, is a guy head coach Scott Drew credits with being a key leader for a team with many young players.
Norchad's unbelievable teammate, and people like him and Jalen do a great job of, and Josh, Jaden, just encouraging the young guys. And they listen more to them than they do us, so it means a lot what their peers say.
Baylor looks for a second consecutive road win on Tuesday night as the Bears take on BYU. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. and fans can watch on ESPN2. For Lariat TV News, I'm Aiden Pham.
In addition to Baylor football's solid recruiting class, the Bears also picked up a few key pieces in the transfer portal. Baylor added 13 players from the portal and had the 39th best transfer class in the country, while also having the 9th best in the Big 12. The best player the Bears added was quarterback Walker White, who transferred from Auburn. White was the 11th ranked quarterback and 95th ranked player in the portal. Other big portal additions include wide receiver from Alabama Kobe Prentice, linebacker from Fresno State Phoenix Jackson, and safety from Northwestern Devin Turner. The Baylor men's tennis team is gearing up for a busy weekend with 3 matches. Currently sitting at 3-2, Baylor takes on undefeated number 15 San Diego at 6 p.m. on Friday night. The Toreros are coming off an upset win over number 10 Florida State. Baylor and San Diego met last year in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and the Toreros came out on top 4-1. On Sunday, the Bears will host a doubleheader against New Mexico at 12 p.m. and Rice at 5 p.m. Baylor hasn't played either team in over a decade. All matches will be played at the Hawkins Indoor Tennis Center, and admission is free.
We can't really look past San Diego. We have some revenge to get on them from last year when they beat us at NCAAs, and they have proved that they're easily a top 10 team in the country. I don't know what the rankings look like right now, but they just beat UCLA on the road, they beat Florida State on the road, and they beat South Carolina at a neutral site.
You might have been away from Waco over Christmas, but Baylor athletics didn't slow down. Claire Marie Scott gives you the rundown on what you might have missed.
A new semester means more sports, and athletics was in full swing this past month. Men's basketball went 4-3 over the break, including an overtime win against Arizona State and a close loss against rival TCU. At one point in that game, Baylor had a double-digit lead over TCU, but the Horned Frogs surged at the end of the second half to push themselves over the top.
The last 10 minutes, they just play harder than us. It's simple. It ain't no X's, no execution or anything like that. They just play harder than us. They punked us on the glass, in the paint, everywhere. So yeah.
Football made their first bowl appearance in 2 years at the Kinder's Texas Bowl, where LSU ended the Bears' 6-game win streak. The Tigers scored on an interception and kickoff return to solidify their win. Regardless of the outcome, players were still proud of the season as a whole.
It still was a culmination of everything we've put in this offseason, throughout the season. And I'm proud to have finished with the boys who accepted me and followed me as I tried to lead them.
Women's basketball was on a hot streak over the holidays, winning 6 of their 7 games, all against Big 12 opponents. In their game against then number 23 Utah, Bella Fauntleroy and Jada Walker recorded double-doubles. Fauntleroy scored 17 points with 10 rebounds, and Walker had 12 points with a career-high 12 assists.
We watched a lot of film, and teams that had success with them really pushed in transition and excelled in that area. And then knowing our strengths, getting it to Nettie, no one could stop her today either, or Bella. So really getting it to them whenever we could, and they were just knocking down shots, making it easy.
Coming up this week, men's basketball will host Kansas on Saturday before heading on the road to Texas Tech. Women's basketball will also be home on Sunday to play Cincinnati before hitting the road to play Houston Wednesday. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
Men's basketball was selected to represent the United States at the World University Games this summer. The Games, which occur every 2 years, is the second biggest multi-sport event behind the Olympics. It includes about 160 teams and 10,000 athletes. The Bears were supposed to compete in the 2021 Games before it was postponed because of COVID. In the past, Northern Iowa, Kansas, Purdue, Clemson, and Tulane have represented the country.
Baylor has consistently been a factor in the national basketball landscape, and we know that they'll bring a competitive team to Germany this summer.
The World University Games will be held July 18th through 26th in Rhein-Ruhr, Germany. For now, that's all for sports, but keep up to date with your favorite teams by following the Lariat on all social media platforms. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Aiden. That'll do it for us this week on Lariat TV News. And as always, we're glad you joined us.
Until we see you again, have a great week. And as always, stick 'em Bears.